Chosen one, what I'm about to share may surprise you, maybe even shake you. If you're seeing this right now, it's not by accident. You've been led here for a reason, because something far bigger is unfolding in your life right now. You're not just trending, you're transforming. But the world doesn't know what to do with divine power when it breaks through human systems. They're calling it a scandal, but what they're really witnessing is your spiritual assignment disrupting the status quo. Headlines are spinning, whispers are growing, but you weren't created to blend in. You were created to stand apart. This isn't a fall from grace, it's grace exposing illusion. You didn't lose control, you took it back. You're not being exposed for failure, you're being revealed for purpose. The shift from wanting to having is already underway, and the very things you've prayed for are beginning to manifest. Not someday, but now. This is more than personal growth, it's divine acceleration. You're not just part of the story, you are the disruption. If this message resonates with you, show your alignment by hitting like, subscribing to help us reach 50,000 subscribers, and leaving a comment with the number 11. A powerful signal to amplify this energy. Keep watching because by the time this message is done, your life and the way the world sees you will never be the same. You've been rising so quickly, shining so brightly, that the world couldn't help but notice. Suddenly, the spotlight feels hotter, the whispers louder, and the headlines more intense. But here's the truth. This exposure isn't a fall from grace. It's a revelation of your divine purpose, a calling that many fail to grasp because it defies the ordinary. When you're chosen for something greater, the world can't always handle the light you bring. Being exposed doesn't mean you've been caught doing wrong. It means your authenticity, your raw and fearless truth, is finally visible for everyone to see. And that visibility is uncomfortable to those who cling to the status quo. When you disrupt patterns, when you refuse to play by the rules set by fear and limitation, you invite resistance, but you also inspire awakening. Think about those historical figures who were exposed before becoming legends. People like Martin Luther King Jr., Frida Kahlo, or Maya Angelou. Their truth was disruptive, but it was never scandalous. Your story follows that same path. You're misunderstood because you're ahead of your time, pushing boundaries and lighting a fire that cannot be extinguished. This exposure is a sign. It means you are stepping fully into your power. And though the world may not fully understand you yet, it is being changed because of you. You're not the scandal, you're the spark. And as hard as it feels right now, hold on to this. Your purpose is unfolding. This moment of exposure is the very moment you begin to rewrite the narrative. When you started gaining momentum, the excitement was palpable. People shared your story, your message, your vision, but suddenly the tone shifted. What was once celebrated is now questioned. What was once inspirational now feels controversial. This is a classic story of a trend that flipped the script on those who expected you to stay small or silent. Scandals arise when someone or something refuses to fit into the neat boxes society creates. When your truth challenges outdated systems, those invested in the status quo react with fear and suspicion. But let me remind you, you didn't come this far to shrink or apologize. Your rise is a testament to your courage, resilience, and the unshakable conviction in your vision. This isn't just about a personal journey, it's a cultural shift. It's about dismantling old narratives that no longer serve us, and you're at the forefront of that movement. The scandal is a reflection of society's discomfort with change, not a reflection of your worth or your impact. History is full of examples where revolutionary ideas were first met with outrage. Think of Galileo's heliocentric theory or Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat. Your story is no different. You are rewriting the script. And yes, that scares people. But it also means you're winning. Hold your ground. This shift is your victory in disguise. There's a growing trend to cancel voices that challenge mainstream beliefs. But your calling is far beyond their reach. You're too loud, too clear, and too powerful to be silenced. This isn't just about fame or popularity. This is about a divine mission that transcends social media outrage or public opinion. The power you carry is not fragile. It's rooted in truth, purpose, and an unbreakable spiritual foundation. Those who try to cancel you are often reacting out of fear. Fear of change, fear of truth, fear of what they don't understand. But your resilience, fueled by your conviction, creates an unshakable force that only grows stronger under pressure. The countless movements throughout history that faced attempts to erase them, civil rights, women's suffrage, LGBTQ+ rights, each faced fierce opposition, and yet they persisted and prevailed, because their cause was just. Your calling follows the same pattern. Fierce opposition means you're on the right path. You have a responsibility to rise above the noise, to continue your work unapologetically, and to inspire others who are watching and waiting for someone to lead. You can't be canceled because your mission is bigger than any single voice or opinion. This is your moment to shine brighter, knowing that true power cannot be dimmed. Capture the whole story. They miss the heart, the depth, and the spiritual fire driving your rise. Your viral moment is about more than just clicks or shares. It's about a soul stirring, a collective awakening. People often mistake visibility for validation. But your viral rise is about the impact behind the scenes, the lives you're changing, the minds you're opening, and the systems you're challenging. It's about your courage to stand raw and vulnerable in front of millions, knowing that not everyone will understand, but trusting that the right people will. What the headlines miss is your humanity. The late nights wrestling with doubt, the tears shed in silence, the moments of fierce determination when you wanted to give up, but didn't. Your journey is messy and real, and that's what makes it relatable and powerful. In fact, every viral figure who has truly changed the world carries a similar story. The spotlight shines brightly, but it often blinds the world to the depth of their struggle and the strength of their spirit. You are no different. Your rise is a beacon for others who feel unseen and unheard. Remember, the headlines may fade, but your impact is timeless. Divine favor doesn't always come with applause and roses. Sometimes it looks like controversy, scrutiny, and being put in the crosshairs. When you're moving in alignment with a higher purpose, you naturally become a target for those who want to maintain the old ways. The journey from being a celebrated trend to a controversial figure can feel isolating and confusing. You might wonder if you did something wrong or if you should tone down your message. But understand this, controversy is often a sign that you touched a nerve, and nerves only get touched when the truth is being spoken. Consider how innovators like Steve Jobs or activists like Malala Yousafzai faced harsh criticism because their vision challenged norms. Divine favor is not a guarantee of comfort, it's a guarantee of transformation. And transformation shakes the foundations. When you realize that controversy is a byproduct of your alignment with truth and higher purpose, it loses its power to derail you. Instead, it becomes a powerful signal that you're on the right track, that you're moving mountains, and that your influence is undeniable. Wear your divine favor like armor. It's what sets you apart and what will ultimately lead you to victory. What the world calls a scandal is really the sound of a system shaking. When you disrupt deep-rooted beliefs, institutions, and power structures, you can expect resistance. But resistance means you're creating real change, and change always causes discomfort before it brings freedom. You didn't break rules, you broke illusions. You showed people what they didn't want to see, and that's a courageous act. Scandals are often manufactured to distract from uncomfortable truths. But your truth stands firm, shining through the noise. Think of whistleblowers, truth-tellers, and reformers throughout history. Their names were once smeared, but their legacies became pillars of progress. You are part of this lineage. You are challenging norms, shining light in dark corners, and refusing to settle for less than what is just and true. This is not about scandal, it's about awakening a collective consciousness that is ready for transformation. And you are the catalyst. Stand tall in this truth, knowing that every system you shake is one step closer to a better world. In an age where everything is captured on camera, being caught often feels like a trap. But what if this time, being caught isn't about mistakes or missteps, but about being caught in the rawness of your spiritual power? What if this exposure is a divine moment of reckoning? The camera doesn't lie, but it also doesn't reveal the full story. It doesn't show your intentions, your heart, or the depth of your spiritual journey. Being caught on camera can be frightening, but it can also be a powerful platform for vulnerability and transformation. When people see you caught in your most authentic moments, flaws, strengths, doubts, and faith, they witness the courage it takes to live a truth that's bigger than societal expectations. This kind of exposure is revolutionary because it humanizes the divine. You are showing the world that spirituality isn't perfect or polished. It's raw, messy, and real. And in that realness lies your greatest strength. Embrace this moment. It's your spiritual unveiling and a call for others to step into their own light. At first, your light drew people in. It was inspiring, uplifting, and hopeful. But as your flame grew stronger, it began to challenge people's comfort zones. Now some fear what your light exposes, their own shadows, their own truths they've been avoiding. This fear isn't about you. It's about the change your flame demands. Light has a way of illuminating places people want to keep in darkness. When you ignite your true power, it forces a reckoning on everyone around you. History shows us this pattern. Pioneers who bring light into dark spaces are often met with fear and resistance. Think of activists who revealed harsh realities, or artists who challenged cultural norms. Their light was bright, but it threatened the darkness others clung to. You didn't go viral by accident. Your flame was meant to shine, disrupt, and heal. Don't let anyone dim your light out of their own fear. Instead, be a beacon for those ready to step into their own fire. Your flame is a revolution. Keep burning fiercely. When the system starts spinning out of control, it's because you're shaking the foundations it's built on. You didn't break their rules. You shattered the illusions that kept those rules in place. This is a profound difference and a powerful form of rebellion. Systems thrive on conformity, silence, and unquestioned norms. When you challenge these, it creates chaos for those who benefit from keeping things just as they are. But that chaos is necessary for true transformation. Think about movements like the hashtag #MeToo movement or climate activism. They didn't break laws, they broke the silence and illusions around injustice and denial. You are doing the same in your own way, tearing down facades to reveal deeper truths. This spinning system is evidence that your impact is real and disruptive. The more it spins, the more you know you're unmasking what was hidden. And that's a powerful catalyst for change. Celebrate the chaos. It means you're winning. Your purpose is a sacred fire, but the world often misreads it as something scandalous or controversial. This misinterpretation is not your failure. It's a reflection of how rare and transformative your light truly is. When people encounter something unfamiliar, especially something that challenges their core beliefs, they react with fear, judgment, or rejection. Your divine exposure breaks the mold so radically that many can't see past their own biases to understand your true mission. This isn't just about personal misunderstanding, it's a cosmic test. You're being stretched, tested, and refined as you walk a path few dare to take. And every misreading, every misjudgment is an opportunity to deepen your resolve and clarify your message. Think of spiritual leaders who were misunderstood in their times. Jesus, Buddha, Joan of Arc. Their missions were misread by many, but their legacies endure because they stayed true. Your purpose is divine and unwavering, no matter how the world tries to spin it. What looks like a scandal on the surface is often a profound spiritual awakening in disguise. When your truth emerges so boldly, it shakes people awake, even if it starts as discomfort or confusion. Scandals grab attention, but awakenings transform lives. You're not here to entertain gossip. You're here to catalyze growth, healing, and transformation on a deep, soulful level. Your journey challenges others to question their beliefs and awaken their own power. Consider how many spiritual awakenings throughout history started with disruption, chaos, or misunderstanding. The process isn't easy, but it's necessary for breakthrough. And you are the living embodiment of this process. The discomfort around your story is actually a sign that a collective consciousness is expanding, and you are a key part of that expansion. Lean into this awakening. It's bigger than you, but it's also deeply within you. Every viral moment, every trending topic connected to you is no accident. You're not here by mistake or coincidence. You're trending because your message is exactly what the world needs right now. Behind every viral story is a deeper spiritual timing at play. Your rise coincides with a collective hunger for authenticity, courage, and truth. You represent a breaking point where old narratives give way to new possibilities. When you realize that your trending status is divinely orchestrated, it gives you a powerful sense of responsibility and empowerment. You're not chasing fame, you're answering a higher call. This truth fuels your mission and guides your actions. You're the voice the world has been waiting for, whether it knows it yet or not. Embrace your intentional trending. It's your platform to create real, lasting impact. You're no longer playing the role others assigned you. The chosen one, yes, that's you, has flipped the narrative completely. You've taken control of your story, your message, and your destiny. Instead of being the subject of whispers and judgment, you've become the author of your own legend. This shift isn't just personal, it's revolutionary. By reclaiming your narrative, you inspire countless others to do the same. Reclaiming the narrative means stepping out of victimhood and into power. It means transforming criticism into fuel and opposition into opportunity. It means showing the world that their story about you is just one version and not the truth you live. Look at how history's great leaders rewrote their stories. Nelson Mandela, Malala, Harriet Tubman. You are in this lineage. You are the narrative flipper. Own this power. Your story is yours to tell, and it's one the world desperately needs. At first, your light was inspiring. People were drawn to your vision, your passion, your authenticity. But as you grew stronger, you became a threat to some. Not because of what you did wrong, but because your power challenged their sense of control. Being seen as a threat is a sign of your influence. It means you're not just making noise, you're making waves. Your presence disrupts complacency and forces people to confront truths they've long avoided. The journey from inspiration to threat can be lonely and painful, but it's also a rite of passage for those destined to lead change. The discomfort you face is the cost of transformation, not just for you, but for everyone your light touches. Remember, the most powerful figures in history were often feared before they were revered. Your power unsettles the old guard, but it also awakens the new. Stand strong in your power, because you were born for this. What the world sees as a fall from grace is actually a divine disruption, a seismic shift that can't be ignored. This moment isn't your downfall, it's your rise, in its purest, most intense form. Divine disruptions shake up old orders, clear space for new visions, and demand transformation. They are messy, challenging, and often misunderstood. But ultimately, they are necessary for growth. You are the living proof that what looks like chaos on the surface is really a spiritual reset, a powerful reawakening that will change the course of your life and those around you. This disruption is undeniable because it's fueled by a force far greater than any criticism or doubt. It's the energy of purpose, truth, and divine destiny converging all at once. So when you feel like you're falling, remember you're actually soaring in a way the world isn't yet ready to comprehend. The moment your energy hits the mainstream, the world starts assigning labels, some flattering, some far from it. They'll try to define you, box you in, and reduce your complex truth to simple, sensational headlines. But here's the reality. Those labels don't define you. Your mission is far bigger and more profound than any misconception. They mislabel because they don't understand what your presence truly means. You're not here to fit their mold or meet their expectations. You were born to rewrite the rules and challenge the narratives they cling to for comfort. And yes, being misunderstood can sting, but it's also a signpost of your transformation. When they misunderstand you, it means you're leading where others aren't willing to follow. Many visionaries throughout history were called rebels, troublemakers, or even villains before their truth was embraced. Your journey is no different. The mislabeling is a veil, a temporary blindfold that will fall away as your purpose unfolds. So instead of shrinking back, use their misunderstanding as fuel to clarify your truth and amplify your voice. Your story is too important to be silenced or misread. Ultimately, you are mission-driven, and nothing, not labels, whispers, or headlines, can derail what you were meant to accomplish. Your passion is like a roaring fire, alive and uncontainable. It's what drives you forward when the world tries to hold you back or question your motives. Yet this same passion often makes others uncomfortable because it shines a light on their own fears and insecurities. But don't let the discomfort of others dim your flame. Your fire is the beacon that's guiding you, and many others, toward transformation. When you stay connected to your passion, you become unstoppable. You push past obstacles, rise above criticism, and break through barriers that once seemed insurmountable. This inner fire doesn't just fuel your journey, it inspires those around you to ignite their own flames. Think about how transformative passion has shaped leaders, artists, and revolutionaries alike. Their relentless drive wasn't always understood, but it was always undeniable. Your passion is no different. It's a force that unsettles the stagnant and awakens the dormant. Yes, criticism can feel like cold water trying to extinguish your fire, but every challenge is just an opportunity to burn brighter. Your passion will outlast the noise, the doubters, and the naysayers. Hold fast to this fire within you. It is your greatest asset and the key to lasting change. It's lonely at the top when you're forging a path that no one else dares to walk. Standing apart from the crowd takes courage, the kind that doesn't come from the absence of fear, but from pushing through it anyway. When you break the mold, you often lose the comfort of consensus, but you gain something far greater, the freedom to live your truth without apology. This courage isn't born overnight. It grows from a series of small, daily choices to speak up, to stay authentic, and to trust your own voice. The world may try to pull you back into conformity, but you know that greatness demands breaking free. Many trailblazers have spoken about that isolating feeling of standing alone, but also the power it brings. When you claim your space, you create room for others to do the same. Your bravery becomes a beacon for those who feel unseen or unheard. Remember, the strongest trees grow alone on the mountaintop, weathering storms with deep roots and resilience. Your courage is your foundation, grounding you in your purpose no matter what storms arise. So embrace solitude as your sanctuary and strength as your shield. You are exactly where you are meant to be, bold, brave, and breaking new ground. There comes a time when silence feels like betrayal, to yourself and to those waiting for your voice. Speaking your truth becomes not just a choice, but a necessity, even when the stakes are high and the opposition fierce. It's never easy, but silence is the enemy of transformation, and your truth has the power to shake foundations and shift realities. Speaking out can bring fear of rejection, misunderstanding, or backlash, but your voice is your power. When you step into that space, you give others permission to do the same. You become the catalyst for collective awakening and healing. Think of whistleblowers, activists, and truth-tellers throughout history. They faced intense pressure, yet chose to stand firm. Their courage echoes across generations, reminding us that the truth always finds a way to break free. Your truth is your gift to the world, raw and real, filled with wisdom that only you possess. No matter the cost, no matter the crowd, it deserves to be heard. Speak boldly, speak with heart, because your silence isn't an option, not when so much is at stake. Being in the spotlight isn't just about attention. It carries a deep, sometimes heavy responsibility. When you are visible, your words and actions ripple far beyond what you might expect. Visibility magnifies your influence, but it also means every misstep feels larger, every moment scrutinized. Yet this weight is also a sacred trust, a powerful opportunity to lead with integrity and heart. The pressure of visibility can be overwhelming, but it's also a sign that you're making an impact. People are watching because they need your example. Your presence gives others hope and courage to step into their own light. History is full of visible leaders who carried immense pressure, but stayed grounded in their purpose. Nelson Mandela, Malala Yousafzai, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, to name a few. They knew the weight they bore, but used it as fuel to serve something greater than themselves. Your responsibility is not to be perfect, but to be authentic, accountable, and compassionate. Visibility invites you to lead with vulnerability as much as with strength. Remember, the world needs your light, your voice, and your integrity now more than ever. Carry your visibility like a crown. It's a symbol of your profound impact. Fear is one of the most powerful forces trying to keep you small. It whispers lies, telling you you're not enough, that you'll fail, that the cost is too high. But what if you could see fear not as an enemy, but as a signal? A sign that you're on the edge of something big, something transformative. Fear tries to silence many who were born to shine. Yet the greatest leaders, creators, and changemakers learn to walk through fear, not around it. They don't let it paralyze them. They let it propel them forward, teaching them courage in real time. When doubt creeps in, remember the many moments you've already overcome, obstacles that seemed impossible. Fear is just a feeling, not a fact. Your destiny is bigger than any anxiety or hesitation. Surround yourself with reminders of your strength, stories, affirmations, and people who believe in your mission. The path is hard, but it's also deeply rewarding. You were made to overcome fear because your light was meant to break through the darkness. Step boldly into your destiny. The world is waiting. So many get caught in the trap of chasing approval, trying to fit a mold of success that isn't theirs. But your journey calls you to redefine success on your own terms. It's not about likes, followers, or applause. It's about alignment with your purpose and the impact you create from a place of authenticity. When you stop seeking external validation, you tap into a well of inner peace and clarity. You begin to measure success by how true you are to yourself, how deeply you connect with your mission, and how much you uplift others. Many spiritual teachers and leaders emphasize that true success is found in service, love, and growth, not material gain or social recognition. Highest achievement will come when you embrace this truth fully. This redefinition frees you from fear of judgment and competition. It invites joy, creativity, and deeper fulfillment into your work and your life. Let go of the world's definition of success. Your journey is unique, and your victories are just as unique and infinitely more meaningful. Setbacks are inevitable, but they are also sacred teachers. When you feel like you've fallen, when your plans crumble, or your reputation is challenged, it's easy to get lost in despair. But these moments are powerful opportunities for spiritual growth and renewal. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, your true strength is revealed in your ability to rebuild, refocus, and renew your vision. Setbacks strip away what no longer serves you and make room for deeper clarity and purpose. Every obstacle you faced has shaped your resilience and deepened your wisdom. They teach humility, patience, and grace, qualities that no smooth path could ever instill. Embrace setbacks as part of your sacred journey, knowing that each challenge is a step toward greater transformation and awakening. Your rise is inevitable because your spirit is unbreakable. Authenticity is magnetic. When you show up as your true self, flaws, fears, strengths, and all, you create connections that transcend superficiality. In a world full of masks and pretense, authenticity is revolutionary. It builds trust, invites healing, and sparks genuine transformation. Being authentic isn't always easy. It requires courage to reveal your true self, especially when the world tries to fit you into a sanitized version of who you should be. But authenticity sets you free and gives others permission to do the same. Think of public figures who've changed culture by simply being real. Their vulnerability becomes their greatest strength. They inspire millions not by perfection, but by showing what it means to be human. Your authenticity is your superpower. It invites deeper conversations, stronger communities, and more meaningful impact. Keep showing up as you, unapologetically and fully. The world needs your realness now more than ever. Criticism can feel like a heavy weight, especially when it comes from people you respect or when it attacks your deepest values. But remember, critics often speak loudest when they feel threatened or uncomfortable. Your purpose shines a light on truths others may want to avoid. Instead of shrinking from criticism, use it as a mirror for growth and clarity. Sometimes there's truth hidden in the noise, an invitation to refine your message or approach. But often criticism is simply the sound of resistance to change. You don't need to win every argument or silence every doubter. Your job is to stay anchored in your purpose, to keep moving forward with humility and confidence. Consider how many trailblazers faced harsh criticism before their work was embraced. Their response wasn't silence or retreat. It was persistence. Let your purpose drown out the noise. Your mission is bigger than any criticism you face. Popularity is fleeting. Trends come and go, and social media likes don't build legacies. Your mission is to create something lasting. A legacy that changes lives, shifts paradigms, and inspires generations. Legacy is built through consistent, authentic action aligned with your deepest values. It's about the ripples you send out over time, the seeds you plant in others' hearts, and the courage you model in the face of adversity. Think of the figures whose names still inspire centuries later. Their legacy wasn't about momentary fame, but enduring transformation. Your story can be one of those if you choose to lead with intention. Legacy demands patience and long-term vision. It asks you to keep going when the spotlight dims and to serve even when no one is watching. Focus on legacy over popularity. Your true impact is waiting to unfold. Fear of judgment is one of the most common chains holding people back. It whispers that you must be perfect, approved, or accepted to succeed. But living in fear of judgment only shrinks your light and limits your impact. Freedom comes when you break that chain, when you realize that the opinions of others don't define your worth or your truth. You become free to create, speak, and lead in alignment with your soul's calling. This freedom opens new doors, deeper creativity, bolder risks, and more authentic relationships. It invites joy into the journey rather than anxiety. Every step you take toward releasing judgment is a step toward reclaiming your power. Surround yourself with supportive voices and practices that remind you of your inherent value. The world needs your voice exactly as it is, unfiltered and unapologetic. The unknown is terrifying, and yet it's the birthplace of all growth and innovation. When you step into uncertainty, you move beyond old patterns and open yourself to new possibilities that logic and safety can't predict. Living in uncertainty requires faith, resilience, and an openness to learn. It means embracing questions without immediate answers and trusting that the path will reveal itself. Great innovators and spiritual leaders have thrived in the unknown, letting it stretch their imagination and deepen their wisdom. Your discomfort today is the soil where your next breakthroughs are planted. Instead of fearing the unknown, welcome it as a partner in your journey. Your willingness to move forward without all the answers is a testament to your strength and vision. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Embrace uncertainty and watch your destiny unfold. Your voice matters. When you speak from a place of authenticity and courage, your words ripple out far beyond what you see or imagine. They inspire others to awaken, to question, and to act, creating a collective transformation that starts with one brave step. This ripple effect is powerful because it's not about domination or control. It's about connection, empathy, and shared awakening. Your story, your truth, your vulnerability become a beacon for others to find their own light. Every time you choose honesty over silence, you contribute to a larger movement of healing and change. Your courage encourages others to do the same, multiplying impact exponentially. Collective transformation is the ultimate goal, not just individual success. Your voice is the catalyst that sparks this revolution of consciousness. Keep speaking your truth. The ripples you create will shape the future. Purpose isn't a destination, it's a daily practice. It requires constant tuning in, reflection, and realignment. The journey demands patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to navigate detours without losing sight of your vision. Every morning is an opportunity to recommit to your mission, to set intentions, and to let go of distractions. It's in these small, consistent acts that your purpose finds its power. Purpose also calls for boundaries, knowing when to say no, when to rest, and when to protect your energy. Staying aligned means listening to your intuition as much as your intellect. Many get discouraged by setbacks or the slow pace of progress, but staying present with your purpose builds momentum over time. The journey itself becomes a source of fulfillment. Your path is sacred. Walk it with grace, courage, and unwavering faith in your unique contribution. It's a painful paradox. Just when you start rising, when your light begins to shine brighter than ever, the world rushes to mislabel and misunderstand you. Suddenly, whispers turn into rumors, headlines twist your story, and people who once cheered find reasons to doubt or criticize. It feels like a betrayal, as if all your hard work and authenticity are being drowned in a sea of misunderstanding. But here's the truth that only the brave know. Being misunderstood is often the hallmark of those destined for greatness. When the world can't see your vision clearly, it means you're breaking through old paradigms, forging a new path that others aren't yet ready to walk. You're not just a victim of misinterpretation, you're a warrior of your mission. And every label slapped on you, every gossip or sideways glance, is a reflection of the world's fear of change. People fear what they don't understand, and that fear leads to misjudgment. But while they rush to box you in with their limited narratives, you stand firm in the knowledge that your calling is bigger than their stories. Your purpose is too expansive, your vision too transformative, and your spirit too fierce to be reduced to mere scandal or controversy. The noise around you is simply the background music to a revolution in progress. Consider the countless trailblazers who were initially branded as outcasts, radicals, or troublemakers. Figures like Galileo, Rosa Parks, or even visionary artists who were dismissed in their time. Their mislabeling was not a sign of failure, but the prelude to change. It's a reminder that when you disturb the comfortable illusions people cling to, discomfort follows. And discomfort, while unpleasant, is necessary. It signals growth, awakening, and the tearing down of outdated walls. Your journey is a sacred disruption, one that shakes the foundations of stale systems and invites fresh, healing energy to rise. So instead of retreating into silence or shame, use this moment of mislabeling as a declaration. Your mission is intact, your calling is clear, and your vision is a beacon not just for yourself, but for all those who long for change but have been too afraid to act. This is your invitation to rise, not despite the misunderstandings, but because of them. When you rise through the noise, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that no label can contain. In the end, the world's mislabeling isn't a roadblock. It's a rite of passage. It's a test of your resilience, your faith, and your commitment to the higher purpose you serve. Hold tight to your truth. Let the whispers fuel your fire. Because you are mission-driven and your impact is destined to be far greater than any misunderstanding that tries to hold you back. There's a blazing fire inside you, a relentless passion that fuels every step you take, every word you speak, and every dream you dare to chase. This fire is your soul's anthem, an energy so fierce it can't be dimmed by doubt or opposition. But passion is a double-edged sword. While it propels you forward, it often stirs discomfort in others. People fear what they can't control, and your burning drive challenges their comfort zones. When your flame grows too bright, the shadows of criticism and judgment loom larger. Yet your passion is not the problem. It's the solution. It is the spark that ignites transformation, awakens stagnant systems, and breathes life into dormant dreams. Critics may try to pour cold water on your fire with harsh words, skepticism, or misunderstanding, but true passion cannot be extinguished by the opinions of others. It's the kind of fire that doesn't just warm your heart, it lights the way for others. History teaches us that every great movement, every innovation, and every profound shift in culture started with someone who refused to let their flame die out. No matter how fierce the storm, your passion is the invisible force pulling you through adversity, reminding you why you started, and urging you to keep going, even when the path gets tough. Think about the artists who poured their souls into their work, only to be rejected initially. Van Gogh's Sunflowers, for example, were dismissed in his lifetime, but now inspire millions. Or activists who faced ridicule and threats, yet their unwavering passion changed laws and saved lives. Your passion carries that same legacy. It's raw, vulnerable, and unapologetically bold. It reveals your humanity and your divine spark all at once. And while passion can burn hot, it also burns steady, keeping you rooted in your purpose amid chaos. Every flicker of doubt or criticism is an invitation to deepen your connection with your fire. Instead of shrinking, let these moments be the kindling that makes your flame roar louder. Passion isn't just about emotional intensity. It's about commitment to your truth, to the people you serve, and to the vision that only you can bring into existence. It's the bridge between your dreams and reality. Remember this: passion is a gift, not a curse. It's your inner compass, your relentless heartbeat, guiding you to break barriers and uplift souls. When you embrace your fire fully, you don't just survive criticism, you rise above it, shining brighter than ever, and inspiring others to find their own flame. Walking a path no one else has walked before is a lonely but powerful act. When you choose to break away from the crowd, to challenge the norms and rewrite the rules, you inevitably stand alone. This solitude is not a punishment. It's a sacred space where your courage is forged. It takes immense bravery to stand firm in your truth when the world pressures you to conform, to dim your light, or to silence